When Diddy adopted me, I was very young, but Diddy used to kiss me. He used to take me to his parties, and what I saw there is beyond description. Diddy used me. Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you. This isn't even the first time Madonna has been accused or there has been calls for her to be investigated for child trafficking, and they somehow figured out how to extract. It's foreskin from a Korean baby. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. Diddy's case is becoming more bizarre every day. Guys, the federal government recently revealed some unsettling information. This time focusing on Ava Baron Kamez, Diddy's adopted daughter, and the actual events leading up to her abrupt disappearance. This story is absolutely insane and truly horrifying everyone. Furthermore, the information emerging regarding Ava's case shows that even Diddy's sons aren't innocent. They were allegedly involved from the beginning. Regretfully, this proof was present from the very first video in which Diddy presented Ava Baron as his adopted white child. It's absolutely shocking what the feds are exposing. The backstage world is even more sinister than we initially believed. What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage. If you compare this Ava to the age progression of Ava Baldwin, it's pretty crazy how much she resembles her. As everyone knows, Diddy's case has been rocking the industry. But it wasn't until he was arrested that people realized how serious the situation was. You see, Diddy has been known to threaten people with his ability to make them vanish twice, which is why many were afraid to speak while he was still free. Prosecutors fear he will intimidate a witness, which is one of the reasons he has been denied bail twice despite posting a $50 million bond and securing both his mother's and his own homes. The disappearance of Diddy's alleged adopted daughter, Ava Bronckhams, has now come to light as one instance that he went to considerable measures to hide. Being cruel to his employees who worked for Diddy around the clock was one of his biggest failings. It's interesting to note that these same individuals are now exposing him with receipts. Gene Deal, also known as Uncle Deal, was Diddy's bodyguard during the 1990s. Those who know Uncle Gene will tell you that he has never held back from disclosing Diddy's actions, and they had a significant fallout. This man always drops a new bombshell when he opens his mouth. However, what he is about to disclose this time regarding Diddy's brief adoption of Ava will further implicate Diddy. Furthermore, he exposed numerous other high-profile officials and prominent celebrities in addition to Diddy by disclosing a lot more nefarious information. Let's start at the beginning for the time being, but we'll discuss all of that later. Craziness, man. Hey, and then what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. Music. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. So I was on the streets, and then Papa decided that he would like to be a caring man. In the midst of the pandemic in 2020, Diddy abruptly revealed to the world that he had adopted Ava Bronckhams, a white girl. For real, this young girl was abruptly adopted into the Kamez family. He even proudly flaunted her on Instagram Live. However, because it was so arbitrary, most people missed it, and most of them have even forgotten about Ava. That may be the reason why up until Diddy's arrest, no one inquired about Ava. No, what's your last name? Ava, so what's your other last name? Ava Baron Kamez. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story. So I was on the streets, and then Papa Kamez decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids. Yeah. When we sent the police out there to the location of the last address that we had known from it turned out to be an empty lot. And that's when we kind of figured, okay, there's something going on here. As though she were introducing herself on Tinder or something. She was all, hello, I'm Ava. I'm a Scorpio. Take a look at this. Now, you can't help but notice how uneasy and awkward Ava felt around Diddy and the other men. However, since we were ignorant of what we now know, no one really questioned it at the time. It all sounded like industry scheming or something because there were rumors here and there, but no proof. In addition, Diddy was a role model for many people and was regarded as a minor deity at the time. It appeared somewhat honorable, as if he had decided to adopt a child he had seen by the road and invited them to get into the car. However, we all missed something that was revealed in the remainder of this live stream. Look here. That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody here. We want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlie Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify because it's crazy out here online. So you played with the kids. Didn't I got permission from your mother? And to say all of that to just make it because it's crazy out here. Even when no one had accused Diddy of anything, he was blatantly lying and giving explanations repeatedly. In some way, he felt compelled to state that he had AA's consent to host her in his house. And he even forced her to say all of that in writing, most likely as proof in the event that he was ever charged with forcing her to attend. Well, I met Jessie and Delilah when I was 6 months old. 6 months. And then we basically are sisters, all 4 of us. So 6 months is great. I always come over. Yes, and it's a be-in. Let's go. At the time, it made sense for Diddy to portray Ava as a needy kid that he adopted. Remember, guys, it was during the COVID pandemic, and things were really difficult. It would have been nice for me too to be adopted by a famous billionaire. Ava disappeared as quickly as she had appeared, though. There were no more updates or posts, no pictures of her in family movies or pictures, nothing. Gan Deal is now revealing some extremely devastating news. First of all, Gene claims that Diddy had absolutely no interest in adopting this child. The story is not over yet. Perhaps Ava's disappearance wasn't so innocent. Gene suggested that Diddy may not have shown Ava the love she deserved during the pandemic, instead using her for some cheesy publicity stunts to make himself appear heroic. Ava simply vanished as soon as the cameras stopped recording. However, he didn't simply let her go. Gene is hinting that Diddy made tapes of Ava after engaging in some extremely dubious behavior with her, and then fired her. People realized this case was high profile when Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles a few months ago. Guys, Diddy was facing numerous lawsuits even prior to the raid, beginning with Cassie's case. However, they were all civil cases. Homeland doesn't just show up on random cases unless they have a ton of evidence and some serious dirt on someone. So when they show up like that, it's officially a criminal case. In fact, Diddy was shaken after this raid since he realized his time was running out. Gan Deal and the federal government have alluded to the raid's connection to Diddy's alleged trafficking of Ava Braun, which is allegedly exactly what he did. Gene went one step further and made it clear that the feds are allegedly looking into what actually happened, and that there may be some dubious video of Ava in Diddy's freak-offs. Since the police wouldn't require much more evidence to support the trafficking rumors, the existence of these tapes could expose Diddy to a whole new level of scandal. They're looking for because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a context like they in an act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're going to go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes, that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there. Diddy once bragged about adopting a white daughter off the street. In the video, she said her name was Ava Baron Kamez. Twitter's community note said it was a joke, but people are not so sure. You see, Diddy's ex-bodyguard said the reason Diddy's homes are raided was because he made girls go into ex-traffic work. And some say Ava was part of this ring. And what's even crazier, there is a missing girl named Ava Grace Baldwin who disappeared when she was 14. And the missing picture looks the same. People track down her TikTok, and people are worried for her since she's in a hotel with a man. So, people think that she was sold into this life. People are also furious that Diddy brought up Madonna's adoption when defending his choice to adopt Ava. For those who might not have followed the story, it appears that Madonna adopted those children without following the correct procedures. The Ethiopian World Federation, a non-profit organization, is accusing pop star Madonna of human trafficking and child sex exploitation. According to multiple reports as of 2023, these reports claim that Madonna deceived the parents of these children by claiming she was taking them overseas to provide them with a top-notch American education, only to adopt them in the end. Now that people are dissecting every aspect of that video, Diddy's use of Madonna's case to defend himself has raised serious concerns. But it gets more interesting. The next day, in typical lawyer fashion, Diddy's attorneys got up early to try to clean up Diddy's name, even though no one had asked them to. They asserted that the feds were merely out and about attempting to stir up controversy, cast Diddy in a negative light, and damage his reputation. This unprecedented ambush, coupled with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Holmes and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. His lawyer wrote, "None of these accusations have resulted in a criminal or civil liability finding. Mr. Gomez will keep fighting every day to clear his name because he is innocent. We believe that there is a disturbing history of trafficking," a federal officer responded. "We are reacting to specific, in-depth, and unambiguous accusations. We didn't pick his name at random. We are investigating some allegations that were made against us. You can be sure that your goose is cooked, my love, if the federal government is investigating you because of accusations." It's safe to say that DDY's official collapse began at this point, and even he was shaken. Word quickly spread that Diddy was trying to sell some of his properties, and that he was going bankrupt after paying millions of dollars to settle numerous lawsuits. However, the lawsuits continued to surface, some of which date back to the late 1990s, such as the one against the woman he assaulted on a night out with J-Lo, his then-girlfriend. Before we knew it, Diddy was attempting to leave the country. He and his group were aware that he had caused a great deal of harm and that the federal government was pursuing him. Perhaps his lawyers told him that the only way he could avoid going to jail was to leave the country, but the federal government learned of this as well and prohibited him from doing so. Diddy's passport, as well as the passports of his family members, including his 1-year-old child, were confiscated even at the time of his arrest. Imagine being a notorious, serious criminal who prevents even your toddler from traveling abroad. People have been wondering if that Homeland Security raid was connected to Ava. And the answer is, regrettably, yes. What did Diddy and his sons do to that poor girl? My goodness. Let's take a moment to discuss Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin. In case you were unaware, not only Ava, but also his sons have been involved in numerous accusations. However, if you go back to 2020, you'll see that aside from Diddy, there are only men present. The only girl and a young one at that is Ava Scorpio. No. What's your last name? Ava Combs. What's your other last name? Ava Baron. Ava Baron Gomez. Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. People have been wondering why Diddy didn't include his daughters in his video. Only his sons were featured. It didn't make sense that Diddy's daughters weren't present because Ava herself had expressed how much she looked forward to spending time with them. Every member of the family ought to have been there for this significant occasion, but instead he exposed someone else's defenseless daughter to God knows what, while his daughters remained at home safe and secure. I'm still struck by how uncomfortable Ava looked in that video. Ava did in fact meet Diddy's twins, Jesse and Delilah, but she then simply vanished without a trace. And to think that she was referring to Diddy as Papa Gomez. Anyway, let's get back to Justin and Christian, Diddy's sons. First of all, these two have a notorious history of defending their father as if their lives depended on it, and it does. It appears that this strange energy has been circling the entire family because, in case you were unaware, both of them have been named in different lawsuits. Due to their father's untouchability, these two have consistently been criticized for being pampered Nepo Bobbies, who have gotten themselves into a lot of needless trouble. Let's focus on their relationship to their father's present problems, though, and wow, things don't look good. The apple and the tree are very close. Even though Christian has been maintaining his public image and remaining active in the music and fashion industries, the rumors have continued to circulate. He has been connected to some of Diddy's Wilder parties, and many have been wondering if he was involved in those behind-the-scenes activities. His extravagant lifestyle, which includes private jets and high-profile parties, has his fans side-eyeing him as though he might be involved in all of this as well, even though there isn't any concrete proof yet. This is because, like his father, he is living a dangerous life. Conversely, Justin Gomez, the college student who became an influencer, has been having a great time. He hasn't been exempt from the drama, though. Diddy's legal team is allegedly working very hard to disassociate him from his father's parties and dubious activities, but he will probably be asked about his knowledge of the matter. Justin has been associated with his father's brand from his UCLA football days to his party boy persona, making him a prime candidate for criticism, which he already faces if Justin ever attended any of those events or participated in any of the business schemes that are currently being investigated. People are curious. However, things worsen. In addition to Diddy's ongoing legal disputes, the long-suppressed subject of his partner Kim Porter's passing has come up again. Those who have followed this case are aware that despite the fact that Kim died of pneumonia and that she was at home with Diddy, some people have always suspected foul play. And to be honest, you can't blame them. With the publication of Kim's lost words, this case is once again in the spotlight. Kim reportedly wrote diary entries in the book that depict a horrifying aspect of Diddy that she had to put up with during their time together. Guess who, though, is standing up for their father and insisting that this end since their father is innocent? Yes, Diddy's sons. They even asserted that the book was a fake. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. They said in a joint statement, "She didn't, and anyone who says they have a manuscript is lying. There was no foul play, and the cause of her death has long been known." Well, there's some food for thought there. In order to protect their father from the outside world, Diddy's sons would prefer to relocate him to Mars. To them, they're fathered. R is an unfailing hero. It's craziness, man. Hey, and you know what's so crazy is, bro, that music. All these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. And yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy, I ain't nobody talking about Jimmy. I got sexual charges and everything on him. But he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're going to push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5678 to be out. The saddest thing is that Diddy has been in the news for more than 30 years. Although there have been rumors and lawsuits filed here and there, it is now abundantly evident what Cassie stated in her lawsuit. Diddy's crew was full of yes-men who were always willing to put an end to his evils. His former bodyguard also confirmed that he simply could not have accomplished all of this on his own. When you consider how many women have accused and sued Diddy for various unprintable acts, including forcing them into highly inappropriate behavior and causing them physical and emotional harm, the situation becomes even more worrisome. Neil Dickerson has made one of the most recent astounding accusations. According to the complaint, Kamez purposefully gave Dickerson a drug that prevented her from standing or walking. According to the lawsuit, she left her drink unattended with him at a restaurant and then took a blunt blow after allegedly being coerced by Kamez. According to the filing, they then drove to a music studio where Kamez allegedly took Dickerson to a place he was staying to assault her after she was unable to get out of the car. If you find that absolutely repulsive, Diddy allegedly recorded the entire incident. For Diddy's victims, both men and women, every one of his parties would begin as enjoyable gatherings before degenerating into terrifying evenings. It's enough to give you the chills to see all of these cases on the table. Every lawsuit we've read reveals more about this man's true nature. For example, Diddy was found to have hit women in addition to manipulating their emotions in Cassie's case. Then there was the case of Lil Rod, who claimed that Diddy not only used force to get what he wanted, but also attempted to coerce Rod into engaging in some nefarious activities with other well-known figures in the industry who were Diddy's friends and freak-offs. Last but not least is 50 Cent, Diddy's bitterest adversary. It should be noted that despite being a whistleblower on Diddy's behalf for more than 20 years, no one ever took him seriously. 50 also recently claimed that the raid turned up numerous videos, including Ava's. 50 Cent even stated that the AVA story will be discussed in his eagerly awaited Diddy documentary, in which he intends to divulge all of his knowledge and include receipts. This is going to be a big one, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect. 50 Cent hinted at his documentary last year when he posted, "Rapper, I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul. He'll declare bankruptcy right away if he's smart. Anyone who has actual money understands why I say this, guys. I'm the best producer for this job." The receipts are here. In contrast to the other lawsuits filed by women, the Ava case is unique in that it is forcing people to reconsider every aspect of Diddy's life. His whole reputation has collapsed. What happened to Ava, however, is the true question. Did Diddy's Instagram lives and broad smiles conceal something darker? And why does it appear that the industry has been shielding him for so long? We're making connections with suspicions of human trafficking, and this is horrifying. There are a lot of questions on the internet, and people are looking for answers. Remember that the hearing hasn't even begun yet. So stay tuned, sweethearts. We will undoubtedly hear things we never expected to hear, and the true nature of many celebrities will soon come to light. There was a lot of discussion immediately following Christian Combs' most recent surprise release, Diddy Free. Not because he is a Nepo baby who is clinging to his father's name, nor even because the song was popular. The song signals swiftly shifted the topic of conversation. People paused and asked, wait, is he calling his own father out? Because of the darker message hidden behind the dazzling beat and recycled bars. Let's discuss Diddy's history of evicting his own children. You know how they say that only your parents want to see you succeed? Not Diddy, that is. He believes that his kids must remain smaller than him, even if it means chopping off their wings just as they are ready to take off. He won't allow them to shine, whether it's in terms of education, career, or anything else. Let's start with Christian Combs and his recent release of this lackluster rap, which was produced by Can I. Incidentally, as much as the song claims to be about Diddy Free, people soon realized that the timing, tone, and rollout felt more like duty than devotion, not allegiance to his father. It's more like Christian is the child who constantly goes above and beyond to win his father's approval. But he never seems to notice. Many people don't believe it's a coincidence that Christian waited until the prosecution finished their case, until the commotion subsided, and until everyone understood Diddy wasn't going to die. Experts have revealed that given the time already served, he is probably only going to receive a few years at most, if not less. Now that the verdict is out and Diddy may be released early, Christian releases Diddy Free, not because he thinks his father is innocent, but rather because he wants to gain his father's favor, so that one